Welcome to the Hollywood Raw YouTube page, guys. We're happy to have you here. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave us comments, do all the stuff.
What are you waiting for? Let's go. I got a drug addiction to feed.
Welcome to the greatest Hurrdat production known to man right here. We've got the Total Ship Show, Group Chat, Hollywood Raw, all combining forces at BravoCon. Welcome, everyone.
Yes. So for everyone who doesn't know everyone, intro yourself for my people, please.
Hello, I am Katie Flood from Below Deck Med / Winterhouse now.
And our podcast.
Oh, yeah. 30 and Flying. I thought what brought, whatever.
Yeah,
anyway, hi, I'm Katie. That's it.
Close enough.
I'm Malia, host of Total Ship Show and host of Flirty and Flying, Below Deck Med, and now Winterhouse.
Please note, she put your shows first.
Yeah, okay. I'm a bad friend. I got it.
And you forgot, and Wiki Feet, remember?
Oh, yes.
You guys find me on Wiki Feet.
You can also send me. No, I'm kidding.
And, I'm Dax Holt, host of Hollywood Raw. My co-partner Adam is not here. He's at
Erotica
Con this week. He's getting wild interviews of people with ball gags in their mouth and stuff.
I should be
We
there.
like that, I think.
That's later night. Yeah. And I'm Melissa Rivers, group text. And you and I had quite the adventure day. And we're at BravoCon. We're walking around being idiots. I'm going to be kind.
It's wild.
And you two are like working the floor.
Yeah.
Girls gotta eat,
Yeah.
Girls gotta eat.
How did this whole Bravo thing come to be? Because by the time you guys came on the show, there had already been a couple seasons of what I call OG.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you guys were on Med. Did you not know what you were getting into?
Not really, no. I got a call from the network being like, would you do this show during your time off? And I was like, oof, I mean, yeah. It's just skiing and drinking. And then I was like, the one person I'd want in the house with me is Katie. So if we're a package deal, then yes.
And you just thought, okay, yeah, free vacation. And you just skied.
We genuinely, I think every time we say something about Bravo, we love Bravo, but we're really not up in the know. We don't really follow it. We do live under a rock. We're so removed because we do work on yachts. We're based in Europe and Bravo's not a big thing there. So it's like, anytime all this stuff happens, we're bringing it to Europe.
So what is it like, though? Because if you're over there and people may not recognize you, but then you come to BravoCon, which is like
whole nother world.
Crazy.
It's absolutely insane.
You forget.
I mean, people went batshit when you guys hit the floor. Like, we were on the other side and you could hear,
Yeah. Like today he was like, no, Malia, we need to send security out with you. And I was like, no, dude, it's just me. Like, no one's going to care. And I walked out, I was like, oh, okay. Hi.
It's wild.
it's wild.
It's so crazy, but it's
fun.
such a positive experience. I think when you sign up and we do the stuff and we, put ourselves basically for the whole world to judge, we all know the trolls online, all that stuff. So to come to BravoCon and meet people that are just genuinely love what we do, appreciate what we bring or what we put out to the world, it's so amazing. It's beautiful. It's positive. So it's sick.
I will say it is a bit crazy sometimes when people are like, I know you.
You're like,
no, you don't. I know that you see us on show and it does show a lot of our, our personalities and very vulnerable sides, but you're like, you still don't really know me.
Malia had a couple of people that actually came up and said they've named their daughters after her, which is so fucking amazing.
Has anyone ever named their child after you?
Yes, I've had 2 people hit me up on Instagram and say they named their
Was
kid
it their
after
dog or their
me. Send me pictures of the kid every birthday. They'll send me pictures
I was
of
like,
him.
did they name their kid TMZ?
Do you guys have any weird fan interactions when there's that many fans running around screaming? Do you have anything that were
a girl came up to me crying and I was like, really? This is just
me.
Yeah.
I get proposed to a lot.
Really?
Or I think the biggest one for me is women are always like, you're my husband's hall pass. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's really weird to tell someone.
I did not think that was what you were about to say.
and I'm like, thanks.
Malia's like, send me their number.
So has anyone actually shown up with like a ring or something to propose to you? Like creepy stalkery?
No.
No?
Hasn't gone that far yet.
Damn, you could be like cashing in the jewelry.
It's only day one.
Check back on Sunday.
By the way,
Let you know.
speaking of jewelry, did you guys happen to see Teresa backstage anywhere? Did you see all of her watches, her jewelry, her rings?
She had.
Do you know what? I actually know who Teresa is. She's from
she a
New Jersey.
housewife?
Yes. Yes.
New Jersey, whatever.
And she also has a great podcast called Namaste Bitches.
Oh, yes.
See, get us with the podcast. We're podcast girls. Not a housewife girl, but namaste, yes.
I didn't see a lot of housewives today, and they were probably the ones I wanted to see purely because I just wanted to see how fucking glam and over the top that they went, because that's what
they all
do.
look stunning.
Well, we added it up. How much do you think she had on her wrist?
Okay, well, first of all, she had a whole wrist of Cartier and then a whole major, like...
Must be nice.
She could charter our yacht with that wrist.
We work for her.
It wouldn't even cost a bracelet.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
I think we got up to like at least $300,000.
Oh,
just
easy.
Oh, she
just
can
on her
nearly
wrist.
afford us.
She needs a few more bracelets.
So you guys all met on season 6 of Below Deck Med. Not that I know these things. Which was a wild season. When did you guys know that you clicked?
I had a moment with Malia. She literally saved my ass. Because obviously you go from like normal yachting and like I've been programmed, I've been trained at this point. I've been in the industry for like 7 years. So I'm like perfection. You go into Below Deck and, you know, it's definitely an insight to the industry, but it's such a...
different pace.
It's a different pace, and we are nonstop. And it's like you're doing 2 jobs in one. We're working on a yacht and we're filming a TV show, which comes with a lot of extra shit you have to do. Malia pulled me to the side one day and she goes, "I just want you to know." She's like, "I can see you're a normal yachty." She's like, "Forget everything and just do the bare minimum, or you won't survive." And I was like,
let me clarify what this means.
I was going to say, I'm sure the people that charter the boat are thrilled to hear this.
What I meant is that during the show, like in normal yachting, the interior and the exterior are held to such a high standard when it comes to like cleaning and polishing and waxing and everything on the interior and the exterior. They don't show half of that on the boat, like on Below Deck. Like nowhere on Below Deck are they gonna like zoom in on the windows and be like, look how many fingerprints there are.
Right.
You know, so I was like, save your energy and your time.
Yeah.
Just don't do all the normal stuff that we would do, because that's not what the show's about.
yeah.
How did you get into yachting?
Mine was Below Deck.
So you just came, like, how did they find you?
I was day drinking with my best friend after backpacking.
And I'm going to drink to that.
Cheers. We literally had gone backpacking through Southeast Asia. We came back, we're broke, and we're like, what do we really want to do with our lives? Because we don't really want to work corporate anymore. And we were day drinking, and we applied for The Amazing Race. And one of the casting people for The Amazing Race is the same one for Below Deck. And she was like, how about I put you forward for this show instead?
So you knew nothing about
nothing. Wow. So I didn't get it that first season. I then went back and was working a corporate desk job in Denver, Colorado, which is landlocked.
Yeah.
Denver.
He's from Denver.
Yeah. So then, they called me up the next year later, and they're like, do you want to give it a go again? Can we put you forward for Below Deck? And I was like, yeah, whatever, for sure. And they're like, cool, you have to leave in a week. I was like, yes, I'll pack up my cubicle and fly to Croatia, and that was it.
That is amazing. And then what's more fun? Winterhouse
or
Below Deck, filming. You've got 2 different casts.
You have you've got the podcast.
You know what? Fun-wise, Winterhouse is just pure fun.
It was
where Below Deck is
so
a
much
roller
fun.
coaster of emotions.
Below Deck is like your highs of your highs and your lows of your lows. Like there's no in between, and it is like pure survival mode. You're working, like I was working 18-hour days for pretty much 6 weeks straight. Like I did not take a break. It is fucking hectic, and all the yachties out there that think it is bullshit and easy, it's not. Way harder
doing
than
a full
actual
charter season after another charter
on
season.
crack.
So it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of
not
work.
on crack.
No, but like the metaphor.
That's Winterhouse. No, I'm kidding. That was a joke. I'm was totally a joke.
So my family, we used to charter every year, probably a boat, from the Caribbean. Big Eagle. They're also in the Med.
Oh yeah.
And it's so funny. The first time I started watching the show, and you're always like, oh, the crew loved me. They loved me the most. We're their favorites. And then I'm watching, and they get off, and you're like, they fucking hated us. And we were on this boat for years, and I have all these wonderful memories. I'm like, wow.
No.
They put it on and goes, oh.
Honestly, don't let it taint your memory because we have charter guests that we're still in contact with and people that are repeat charter guests. And honestly, we do have so much fun with guests, and we have guests and we get off. We're like, oh my God, thank God we had them on board because we could have someone that, is super wealthy, treats us like shit, or just doesn't care. And then you have guests that I'm sure you guys were like, that care about us, involve us, and just have genuine conversations. And we have a lot of that.
But I do feel like I have to apologize. Because we were, and we was the same boat for years and years. And no, but I realized I must have given one of the chefs a nervous breakdown because I eat nothing. So I'm always like, just make me a piece of chicken. I had my son with me, so they were always making butter noodles plus everyone else's food. And I'm like, I just want to publicly apologize. I didn't know.
No, that's pretty common.
This is where you're wrong.
That's very
when
common.
you're spending $300,000+ a week, of course, you should get whatever
Have the
the
damn
fuck you
buttery
want.
noodles.
I would be
But
ordering stupid shit.
I feel like I have, I didn't realize I was giving break. But the best is, I have to admit this is a terrible thing. So we would go on the same boat year after year after year after year. And my son was on it when he was a baby and he took his first steps on it. Aww. But there was a very conservative family every year that chartered it right after us. So my mom used to hide stuff.
Yes.
Well, your mom's a
What
legend.
kind of stuff? Give us more details.
Well, they were. They were.
The soon-to-be captain does not want to know that.
They were of a particular religion that had a lot of do's and don'ts.
Okay.
So my mother would hide
All the
things.
don'ts?
All the don'ts. All the don'ts all over. It's a very conservative religion. So we always were laughing because we're like, they're going to go to turn the boat and they're going to miss something somewhere they're not allowed caffeine. So my mother would hide tea bags.
Oh, I thought we were talking anal beads.
I was like, what? Where are we going?
I thought we were hiding drugs somewhere. Some anal
But for them it was. For them, everything that they were not allowed to have.
Yeah.
But my mother would hide little packets of Sanka. Remember the coffee packets? Yep. So they're not allowed to have caffeine. So she would put them in the pillowcases, trying to hide them from
and
the
you know what, on the preference sheet, it's probably a big thing as well. Because when we have, a kosher
That's
guest on
funny.
board,
Right.
it's we strip the boat because it's we have to abide by this. This is a serious thing.
Yeah, you never met my mom.
Wait, so you went through the same cruise? So the crew was probably okay.
Here they go.
Here goes the Easter egg.
Do you know what I would say?
There was always one new one who became it.
That's awesome. Do you guys have any memorable families that you're they were super awesome to just hang out with? It's not even work; it's more just fun with these people.
We had a few this summer that honestly they became like family.
Yeah,
and they'll be repeat guests as well. It was like hanging out with family. We were actually sad for them to go.
And when the families leave, do they give one lump tip to the whole crew, or do they?
No, you get the whole big envelope of cash.
I know, but I'm wondering, do they slide other people?
We're gonna rain on your parade a little bit here.
So the tip works by percentage based, and it is different on every boat, but it's typically for the whole crew. But then how the captain decides to divvy it up, some boats do it by rank, some boats do it by rotation, but typically, it's for the whole crew.
But it's wired. We don't stand on the dock and they give you a wad of cash. It's at discretion of the captain. They sign the final contract, the final bill at the end of everything that we have to charge them for. And then once the guests get off, we normally do have a meeting, and it is a tip meeting, and the captain will tell us, okay, we all got
this
10%, 12%, and that works out to X, Y, and Z.
Do you know on any, not just your guys' boats, have you ever had or heard someone not leave a tip? They didn't enjoy it and they didn't leave a tip. They still
It's super
and there's a
rare
place in hell for those people.
Well, I'm always shocked. Also, I am always shocked at the bad behavior because I always want to say to people, you've seen the show.
Yeah, you signed up for this.
You know that you are going to be publicly humiliated by your behavior. And yet they still go and do it. Now, I understand people think, I got to go over the top. But there are things where I'm just
But I will say the clientele that Below Deck shows is not normally the clientele. There's a huge difference in a boat that's less than 50 meters and a boat that's over 50 meters. Like price-wise alone, you're going to weed out a lot of that. And I will say typically our clientele are very respectful.
Yeah.
All that nonsense is show business.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm always wondering, like, how, when this finally airs, how do you, like, go to the PTA meeting? Like, and you're like, I showed my tits! You know what I mean? Like, you always go, your child somewhere is going,
is there any, like, celebs that could actually charter a boat with you guys as crew, but not on air?
Yeah, anybody in the world.
We'll
anyone
get
that can afford us.
Yeah, you guys will get celebrities.
We'll get celebrities. We get a lot of business people. We get,
I think it's like a corporate thing, like, sail with them.
A lot of celebrities that actually come on yachts are normally invited by somebody a lot more wealthier. Like, obviously, we all know celebrities make a lot of money, but when me and Malia talk about the clientele, there's celebrities and then there's the top 1%.
Yeah.
It's a very different ball game.
They can't afford us.
No. Oh my God. My friends were just at a wedding where they were friends with the son's parents. And they took over the Cipriani in Venice. Okay. Plus 2 other hotels.
Restaurant.
And the restaurant, they took over the hotel.
Didn't George Clooney do that for his wedding?
Yeah, but they
I get what you're going
it
with.
was unbelievable. And at the end, the next day at the brunch, some helicopter landed, picked up 3 of the
To their yacht.
kids, and had them take them to their yacht.
That's the clientele that we deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never,
and a lot of them as well, a lot of owners of yachts, you would never know because they're actually very under the radar. They don't want to be known. They don't want the glitz.
It's the guy in
and
sweatpants walking down.
Absolutely.
The one that dresses like Adam Sandler. Yeah.
Literally. Literally.
Yeah.
Have you guys been approached by a celebrity that came and were like, I love your show? Like, it couldn't, and you were shocked that they were so in love with your show?
I've had a couple, yeah.
Can't say their names.
Have any of them proposed?
No,
Oh,
they haven't. No, I've had a few. Yeah, drop into my DMs.
Yeah?
We get a few charter guests that come on the boat and recognize us, and it's like a weird thing. But
Did you know Melissa Rivers was such a big fan?
I know.
We found out, and I was obsessed with your mum, and your mum's amazing, and I obviously knew who you were, so I was like, this is so fucking cool.
Thank you. I'm gonna drop into your
from New
DMs.
Zealand,
I gotta keep adding you guys to my Below Deck friend roster.
Yeah.
I know but it's weird when you find out certain people are obsessed with things that you do not expect.
Who's been like one of your biggest fans that you did not expect?
Oh God, I've had some come up and quote things to me that were said on Fashion Police.
Okay.
There was a very famous actress. I can say it, Jennifer Lawrence.
She's like my girl crush.
Who we had a little bit of a riff with during Fashion Police days. And then I was on a movie that she was in. And she comes up, I'm like, oh, Jesus, here we go. This is going to be ugly. And she's like, why did you guys like my haircut? And we went this, and she goes, I got to tell you what my favorite thing ever said on Fashion Police was. And it was, okay, I'm going to get in so much trouble for this, but I don't care. That dress was so ugly, it looks like it would be good at math.
Oh my God. I love that insult. I love
and
that.
so we're standing on set, and it was the Joy movie, and I played my mom. So she comes up and says it to me. I'm like, oh my God.
She's probably one of my favorite people in Hollywood.
She's super.
She seems
People
cool.
always ask me who I would want to party with, and she's number one.
Yeah.
She'd be cool.
She is.
But that was a great line.
That's pretty fun.
That's
That
one of
is
my
a great
favorites.
line.
That's a
Yeah.
great one.
What is the weirdest? And I'm gonna go not just Below Deck, but in your real lives. What is the weirdest request you've ever gotten? Because there's some crazy shit that goes on that I can't even begin to imagine.
I wouldn't say this. This is just more bizarre, and I think this more goes to like how entitled or like how wealthy these people are. We were in Monaco, and one of our charter guests wanted a specific type of caviar, but at the time we couldn't get it in the south of France, and you could only get it in Russia at the time. So we chartered a private jet to fly back to Russia to pick up this caviar for this guy and bring it back to Monaco.
That's insane. I
want that kind of fucking money. I really do.
But it's
That would make that. I wouldn't be sitting here with you guys.
I would be on a yacht.
It's literally to the point where they just go, do whatever the fuck you have to do to get me this. And you're like, okay.
Okay.
Like
So
they just
this
don't
is-
want to hear it's not an option.
Yeah.
So you're like, cool.
It is crazy in this world that we can actually pull off things like that. Because when that happens, you're like, the fuck?
Well,
Yeah,
money
you're like,
solves
what
a lot
is
of
my life?
problems.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I had Aisha on my podcast, and she was telling me.
I'm so jealous.
She's
I want to hear her
fun.
laugh.
Her accent, the whole thing. She's
Yeah.
so dope. But she was saying that there were moments where there'd be parties or orgies on the
Orgies,
yacht.
yeah. Yeah.
Have you guys seen a lot of
Yep.
those too?
Did you participate or
So
just
one
watch?
of my very first, well,
Miss Fancy Five-Star Feast.
sip this. I got tipped. Kidding. It was a cash tip.
So you didn't have to declare it.
Didn't go through the captain. Let's just say that.
Declare it.
No, so one of my first boats, I worked for a lovely German couple, and they were very into swinging, and they had a little red light. So on the way up to the sun deck, if the red light was on, they didn't
go
want
up.
service. Yeah, but I ended up working for them for like a year or so, and they started to get super comfortable with me. So I'd be like, oh, that's weird. The red light's not on. And I'd walk up, and I'm like, oh, they forgot. But like they kept forgetting a lot.
Did you want any drinks while I'm here?
And then they were being very like, Malia, do you want to pour the champagne? And I was like,
On our bodies.
I see what's happening here. You guys are getting real comfortable.
They
got-
forgot in
yeah.
quotes.
They started playing fast and loose with the red light.
That red light stopped going on. And I was like, it's time to get a new job.
So other than people proposing, what has been the weirdest fan interaction? Because there's weird shit that happens and people give you stuff.
I think
Yeah.
it's more when it comes to like social media. People
Yeah.
are way more free, and like you have people in your DMs, and like you can tell people that are like your number one fans. Like every story you put up, every post you put up, they'll be like the first person to comment. But then some people get really aggro when you don't reply. Like you know,
Like
and then
your
they're
friends
just like,
ignoring
and
you.
they're like,
Yeah.
I thought you're better than this. They literally start calling you out, and you're like, I don't know you.
Or like
And
they'll
it's just-
notice things that you're like, wait, what?
Yeah. And they just feel like, and I know this is just with the nature of social media, they just feel like they can tell you what they want, which is fine. Like we sign up for that, but it does get really bizarre how like I think crazy people get, and they think they genuinely know you, and they get upset with you, and you're like, I haven't done anything wrong. I don't know this person. So.
Yeah, like me going from blonde to brunette was like, why didn't you ask?
How dare you dye your own hair?
Yeah. I was like,
Why
okay,
didn't you check
guys.
with us first?
Yeah. You get a lot of those type
Yeah.
of things.
Have you
Did you
ever,
ever wait? Did you ever get any blowback
for what?
for celebrities from anything?
I know the only time I remember having like a weird interaction was Janice Dickinson.
Well, that says everything right there. Weird and Janice Dickinson.
Yeah, I walked into this like pancake place, the Griddle. Have you ever been
I've
to the
been to the
Griddle? And it was right next to TMZ. And I walked in, she saw me, and she literally screamed and ran out. And I'm like, I'm here to have pancakes. Like, I don't care what you're doing. That was probably the weirdest.
What a
Most people
reaction.
really enjoyed it. Like I had a lot of other people, like John Mayer, come up and buy me drinks, and other people. So it's whether you got it or not.
Yeah.
Whether you
Yeah.
enjoyed,
Yeah.
TMZ back in the day. But I do remember a weird fan interaction where I was literally at the urinal midstream, and some guy wanted to meet me, and I was like,
Was his
this
eyes
is-
down here? or
I
up
was
here?
like, this is not the moment.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like,
we
give
need
me
to have
at least
boundaries
3
right
minutes.
now.
I have this a similar.
I do.
Yeah.
I was just say, have you been in that spot where
Yeah.
like you're in the restroom and you're washing your hands and
Oh.
then someone comes out and goes,
See,
I love
washing
you.
your hands would have
Oh
been
no,
a
mine
step
was my
forward for me.
gynecologist.
No!
Yeah.
Wait,
I
do
was,
tell.
I was in Denver, Colorado,
Yeah.
and I was seeing my friends. She's like, "Yeah, I recommend da-da-da," and I'm, sitting there getting my exam, and she's like, she just looks at me like so, like at the end, thankfully.
Where your feet were back down.
Yeah,
not
when
up.
they're doing the weird like wipe up all the lube, and
Yeah.
she's like, "By the way, love the show." And I was just sitting there like this, like,
Is that all you love at this point?
Oh my
I was like, "Cool."
Have you ever had that? Like, because
Well, not in the not the OBGYN. Right after my mom died,
Yeah.
we would go anywhere and people would see me and burst into tears.
yeah.
But suddenly here I am. I'm having to comfort people. I'm like, no, really, it's okay.
This is my mom. Like,
But burst into tears. I grew up with it. I've had a lot of
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
the story goes that my mom, which is true, went into labor on stage. And people are like, how long have you been in the business? I'm like, well, in 9 months. And people for all the time come up to me, and it's always, New York kids. They're always like, I was there that night. And so many people have said to me, it was a tiny club. There is no way. But the weirdest I had was someone argued with me where I went to high school. Like,
You're like, no, I think
You're like,
I think I know.
I'm
like,
pretty
no,
sure.
you went to school. You went to high school with my cousin. I'm like, well, where'd they go? And they said Beverly. I go, I didn't go to Beverly. Yes, you did. No,
so strange.
I didn't. And it got so contentious that I finally went, oh,
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot. I did go to Beverly.
Weird.
Like arguing with me.
That is so strange. Like,
Really?
what?
My OBGYN has never said love the show with my ankles over my
I do
head.
think I feel like for doctors they probably shouldn't mention, even if they
I
recognize
felt like
you.
she wasn't going to, and then she's like,
because
by the way.
I had surgery like a couple weeks back, and I was
It's
naked
all over. It's
in the
all
gown.
over. It's all over now. He's
Yeah.
finally posted it all over Instagram. Because this morning I'm scrolling and there's a picture of him in a hospital bed, like, and I'm like, he's not here. Why is he in the emergency room?
So I was naked in the gown, and the nurse was like, "I love you," and I'm like, "This is not the moment." Stop.
You're like, I need to
We
feel
need to
comfortable
have
right now. I
boundaries.
need comfort.
I've had it during laser hair removal as well.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like, yeah.
It's bizarre.
Good time.
So, but does it make it hard to date?
Yes. Yeah.
How do you figure people out?
We don't.
And where do you meet people?
Yeah, where
So
do you meet
that's
people?
okay, but now Katie and I just got rotation, so we work for 2 months on, and then we have 2 months off. So
Now
we're
you're on
like,
the same boat in real life.
We are.
Yes.
Yeah. So our dating game now is trying to find people that understand that either work remotely or can travel or another yachty, but
We don't
trying not
like
to do
other
that.
yachties.
That did not end well for you.
Yeah, no, it never has.
No.
No.
Yeah, how do you date someone? Because if you go to work in France for 6 months, are you just wanting them to come join you? Or
Well, it'd only be for
how
2
does
months.
it work?
So for 2 months we work, and then 2 months we can be wherever we want.
But how do you
tough.
meet people? How do you explain, like, love you, mean it, trust me?
The red light was off. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Do you know what I find really interesting as well? Like when you meet somebody and like it's like a genuine, like you're in a bar or it's like, you know, like not a
Yeah.
social media meeting. It's not a Hinge or Tinder or any of that. It's like a genuine, like you meet someone face to face. And then it's like they have this like really good conversation, and obviously you're like, hey, this is vibing. And then they like see your Instagram, and then instantly they're turned off, and you're like, no, like you met me face to face. You didn't meet me through any of this bullshit, and now you're still gonna judge me. Like,
Oh, I get that.
yeah.
Or like a lot of guys don't want to do the whole you're gone for 2 months. They're like, nope, I work a 9 to 5. I live here and I'm home every
Yeah.
single night, and I want someone home with me every single night. And it's like,
That's not
cool.
me.
Okay, so what do you guys want to know about us? We've been asking all the questions.
Who is your favorite Bravo celebrity today? Besides us, obviously.
Oh. Who was?
Who was it?
Who's the most fun?
Well, you guys,
You
obviously.
guys, yeah. We didn't get to spend a lot of time with people.
yeah.
It was very quick seeing people downstairs.
We were basically crashing booths. Like we were
Nice.
carrying around our little piece of red carpet, and someone would see like me or him, and we'd be like, and then we'd be like, oh my god, come
That
in,
was
and we'd
fun.
cut into the line. We'd throw down our little piece of red carpet. Everybody played along.
I did see Carl Radke on the way, like through
Yeah.
the elevator, and
That-
I was like, "Carl!" Oh, and they got on the elevator because he came on the podcast. So it knows up, but I didn't get to talk to him.
And there
Did
was,
you watch the
everything's
Summer
so fun.
House panel? Was it as
No,
No,
we didn't make
see
it in
any
any
panels.
of the
We
panels.
heard that
We heard it was
a bit-
rough.
We didn't.
You heard it was what?
Rough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Is that the one that we heard? The one that Jeff Lewis did was rough too.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't know.
All the Summer House.
I saw the
Carl and
Vanderpump
Lindsay.
stuff. That was going everywhere.
Yeah.
So what's some tea you can give us? Because I feel like you
Yes.
guys are very in the know, probably way more in the know than me and
The
Malia.
joke is we never know anything. Oh, what's going on?
Come on, you must
Yeah.
know something.
Well, the whole Taylor Swift, Travis
You want to know?
Kelce.
You want to know tea about Bravo, like BravoCon,
Or, like,
tea
celebrities.
somewhere else?
Well, the whole there's a lot of speculation of the Taylor Swift
Travis Kelce.
thing. Everyone within our business thought it was a setup at first. Like this is all
Because she's known to do setups
Setups.
for
I've
publicity.
heard they've started playing her songs because he's a
At the Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah, they-
The Broncos played
And
the
I'm
song
like,
at the
you
end.
know what? I fucking love that.
Yeah.
I love that
So-
she's
But
just a
now
boss bitch.
we're
and
thinking
he's
it's
like,
real.
We're thinking it's real. I think that this is a different sort of relationship for her.
Well, and you and I discussed this earlier, and I had heard someone say that all of the men she's dated before look like Victorian era children who are about to die.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that
He's
it's
fit. Like I would happily.
Yeah,
like
He's
that.
like he's a
he's
good old
man.
American boy.
Yeah.
He's a man. I'm guessing that they're going to get engaged really fast, get married really fast, and I give it 2.5 years after that.
Can I just say that I hope when they break up, she buys his entire football team and just trades him.
Can you imagine?
It becomes the T-Swift Stadium and the Kansas City Swifties.
But do you realize how scary it must be to date her? Because
It's a lot of pressure.
and the Swifties are vicious.
It's going to be the
props to
NFL
him
Swifties.
for manning up. Like, I've got to give him some credit. If he's stepping up to that plate, like, kudos to him. You know, that is a lot.
Well, he's also getting a shit ton of publicity.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
no one except football fans knew who Travis Kelce was until
I had no idea.
Well, I think that was why this has worked so well, because it's opened both of them up to completely different audiences.
Yeah.
You know,
because
like,
Taylor needed more fans. Obviously,
But,
she
like-
was really lacking in
slightly
that
under the
department.
radar.
So they
Wow,
were like,
she's-
"What
yeah.
do we need to do? Taylor Swift needs some more."
I love the interview with her, with his mom.
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's just like, "Ugh, stop asking me questions."
Oh,
Yeah,
the one on
that's
the
gotta
Today
be
Show?
annoying.
You know what? Being a boy mom, I knew
Yeah.
exactly what her answers meant, which was, we'll see.
Yeah, she didn't want to give too much away.
Not giving away. They go, have you gotten to meet her? And she's like, they go, how was it? She goes, it was fine.
But you know that she's walking a very fine line.
She also
right there.
has had to sign an NDA
Yeah.
for
But
sure.
you can say, I met her. She's delightful.
yeah.
But
you know,
she probably is like, I don't know what to say, so I
But
don't piss
as
her
a
off.
boy mom, I'll tell you what. It was fine.
The jury's still out. I think.
I think that was, as like I said, it was a little shit. And all the Swifties went after poor Donna Kelsey. Mm-hmm. Like, they were like, that was rude. Yeah, so it's a whole thing. So, but here's the thing. Jake Gyllenhaal, when she re-released her version of like, all the Swifties came out again and beat the crap out of him online.
Well, with everyone.
Yeah, and
With
he's like,
John Mayer,
all of
him,
them. So
Harry, everyone.
If they break up, she better take responsibility for it, or they will burn
Or
down.
we're getting some good music.
Yeah, well, they'll burn down the stadium.
We're getting another album, guys.
Kansas
We're
City
getting
Chiefs
another
are gonna get
album.
bought and sold, and I'm here for it.
So you guys obviously meet a lot of celebrities or a lot of well-known people. Who was your best interaction and your worst?
Yeah,
Or your
name and shame.
I can tell you my worst.
yeah. We
And
like
you
that.
might agree with this. The
Okay.
worst, always, Tommy Lee Jones.
Ah,
Angry,
okay.
and he hates doing press, and he's going to make you hate it as much as him.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
He is not a fan, and you're just like, why are you doing press then?
Yes.
Don't do press.
Yeah,
If you
don't sign up
hate
for it.
Doing
Yeah.
press,
You have an
don't
option.
do
No,
it.
he tries to make you actively miserable.
Yeah.
And succeeds.
I would say my favorite person I've interacted with was John Mayer, but mostly because it was so random out of the blue. We were at Katsuya one night.
He's always at Katsuya. I saw him
Yeah.
at Katsuya one night too.
and he came over to me, pulled up a chair, sat down, started having sake shots with me. I'm like, what the
Vibe.
fuck is
I
happening
want to meet
right
John.
now?
I wanna
Mayer.
hang out with John
Let's hook that
Mayer.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was unbelievably
How do we make
awesome.
this
Single,
happen?
we're single.
There you go.
He can work
And I would
remotely.
say-
I've actually no, I can't say that.
Oh,
Well, no,
please
too
do
late.
say.
Too late.
I heard a I can't.
No, let's hear it.
We're
Well,
waiting.
No, because it involves someone in the Bravo world who's like the king of the Bravo world.
Do you need another sip
Andy
of your drink?
Cohen.
Yes.
They're best
Yeah,
friends.
they're
Oh
best
no,
friends.
someone told me they bought a house together.
I would believe that.
They're literally
No,
best
yeah,
friends.
they're
Yeah.
best friends. It's
Yeah.
like us buying a house together. Isn't that's
Okay,
not
that's
weird?
it.
I know
Okay.
there's all those rumors about you two dating.
Yeah, that's like we're John Mayer and Andy.
We're the new John Mayer.
I'm
and
John
Andy.
Mayer. You're Andy.
You know, someone else that I loved was Paris
You're
Hilton.
older.
Paris, like,
She's the kindest, like so different from the persona that people
Yeah.
make her out
Yeah,
to be.
she seems
She's
cool.
smart. She's super talented. She's,
well, what I used to do, because I like to say I'm vertically challenged. I'm 5'3" on a good day if I stand up super straight, and I've just been to the chiropractor. So on TV, I would always have to stand on a little box so that I would clear the hedge. Or when I would work with Todd Newton or whatever, because he was so tall. So there were certain actors that, out of respect, I would step off my box for. And I would step off, and this is like for
Tom
Mel
Cruise.
Gibson, Tom Cruise, and there were a few others. But my most embarrassing story on the red carpet.
oh, I can't wait.
So here we are. We're at one of the award shows, and I'm with Todd Newton, who is an old E-House. And we're talking this way, and they're like, Tom Cruise is coming. And I can see him over Todd's shoulder, and we're like, ba, 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 Tom Cruise, da, 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 da. And then we're talking, I'm looking this way, and I feel an arm come around my waist. This is live. And I turn and I go, and it's Tom Cruise. And here, all the years of interviewing people, here's what I go, hi. Hi.
There are some people that will
Tom
take
Cruise.
away
Well,
your.
because he gets right in your eyes, and because
Caught
he's
you off guard
Well,
for
no,
a
also
little
because
bit.
he's small and I was in heels. So I mean, he had me like lasered in. But he's not very tall.
You know, there's some people that is how they interact. Like Oprah, she makes eye contact
But they're like
directly
That's
to you.
like
in your bubble.
But that's what makes her so like personable.
Yeah.
Is that
Or
she-
scary.
When she is talking to you, you are the only thing going
like,
on, and so
fixed.
you feel like this connection.
But that's also genius because then you open up.
Yep.
You
Well,
Spill everything.
here's how the interview went. Hi. Okay. Bye.
So your best interview today.
And Todd was just asking questions, and I mean, I was like, because also I was shocked at how actually small he was.
Yeah.
He's
Because
also
I was in
ridiculously good looking.
Oh, but also,
Yeah.
when
He
you're
has a charm.
he is. But seriously, me in heels is all of like 5'5", 5'6", and I was eyeball to eyeball. That's what caught me. I was not expecting to be, but I was like,
Wait, how tall are you out of heels?
5'3" on a good day. How tall are you? You're not huge.
5'2".
Yeah, a girl. Let's hear it for us little
Shorties.
folks. Us little folk, because you're tall.
I'm tall. Yes, I'm 5'7".
When we take our podcast photos, I have to
She
stand on a
stands
box.
on a box. Yeah.
I stand on my toes.
We know exactly.
whenever I pose it.
Katie picks me up and puts me on my box. And
So
then-
what's next when you're done with yachting? Besides your podcast,
we're not done. Well, yachting's still very much a career for me. So my next ticket's my captain's ticket.
Yeah.
So, and podcasting, and then whatever other fun show they want to throw our way.
Hopefully, Bravo's going to pick up a travel show for myself and Malia.
that would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be a dream, I think. So we're just going to keep putting that energy out to the universe.
Yeah.
And for people who haven't listened to your podcast, what is it about? Like, what are you giving them that they may not know
The
about?
whole point of it was me and Malia get a lot of females in our DMs that I think either respect us or just, really value what we're doing and kind of breaking the narrative of being females in our 30s.
No kids.
We're not married. We don't have kids. We're not buying down to societal pressure or like what society tells
Expects
us
from us.
we should do. And we're kind of just really happy and content with ourselves in that, knowing that we're just doing whatever the fuck we want and we love it. So it was just like we get a lot of females that were inspired by that. So we're like, well, we should use this to our advantage and just keep inspiring, like never
Also just sharing our story. Like
Yeah.
we're two people that met on reality TV who actually became true friends, which
Yeah.
I think is quite rare. You guys know it's a hard industry to like meet
Find
genuine friends.
cool
Yeah.
friend,
Yeah.
and bond
And
properly.
just sharing all of that. Boys traveling, all the dirty and all the fun and all the vulnerable stuff.
I
Yeah.
love it, man. I could literally sit here and chat with all you
I know.
ladies
I know.
all night, but we gotta wrap
Yeah. We
it
gotta
up
get
at
to
some
Chippendale.
point.
We're going to Chippendale. We've got places to be.
Thank you so much
thank
for our
you guys.
crossover edition.
Yes, this was
Really
fun.
fun.
This was very fun.
Thank you,
Thanks for having
Pat.
us.
Hurrdat Media.
It's time to take pickle shots. Pickle shots. Yes, shot. Let's get Pat in here for a pickle shot.
What's up, guys? If you like that video, there's plenty more where that came from.
Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, so we can just feed you all the goodness daily.
Hurry up. Come on, let's go.